Bum 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 bum. Always adjust my microphone right when I start the stream. Okay. Hey, what's up, everybody? That was a really hard hit of like bam, bam. Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Tomorrow. Are you serious? The siren goes and he's like, just someone streaming on twitch.tv/ShondasaurusRex. Hit the lights. The September September Mascot Madness starts tomorrow. So I thought I would take this label off at the most inconvenient time I could think of. But I thought that it would be fun to grab some random numbers from Twitter and from the Beebs, who's usually in the chat room, and just kind of show off what exactly is going to happen over the next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 6 streams, or 6 days, like 8 sessions. It's crazy. It's really, really awesome. So we have a bunch of games. We have a batch of games, I should say. It's like 4 games that we're going to do. And, yeah, I'm going to run you through all of the matchups throughout the Mascot tournament so you can be prepared. I won't give like any of the backstory or anything. I'm just going to run you through them like really, really quick. So here is day number 1. Should have blown this up so I can see it. But we have Washington State, who is here because the... actually mute that audio a little bit. Who is here because they're actually going to be they're registered as my favorite team. So Washington plays Washington State. So there you go. That'll tip off day number 1. Then you have Gonzaga and Mississippi State. Gonzaga, Mississippi State. Oh, Battle of the Bulldogs. I don't know. I wonder if I wrote that down in my notes. I did like a whole 45-minute long video that like went into in depth with more stats and stuff. Don't worry if the teams are ranked; it doesn't matter. It's just a hodgepodge of mess. Probably the game of the opening tournament is Ohio at Texas Tech. This is a beautiful matchup of a Bobcat that looks nothing like a Bobcat and Yosemite Sam. Clemson is going to face Ball State. There's Ball State. And then Clemson is the Tiger, right? It gets me every time. It looks like it has a double chin, but it's a mascot, so it can't. Let's see. We have Temple in Minnesota. Oops, that's Miami. Couple more. Temple. That's a good matchup. That's a nice looking matchup. LSU and Marquette. LSU and Marquette. I accidentally did that a good way. Marquette, and then Southern Miss. Southern SO. It's really hard to think when that siren's going off. Against East Tennessee State. This is a gem. Oh, that looks just really dumb. And then finally on the first day we have Northwestern and Oregon State. I might need to shrink my webcam just a smidge here. Oop, not big. There we go. Right there. Okay. What did I say? We had Oregon State. Oregon State and Northwestern. That's a great matchup. That's a really good matchup. But there you go. So that's day number 1, and we'll spread these out throughout the whole stream. That way, we're not just looking at a bunch of teams. And pull this audio back up, and then we'll get rolling. So our first game tonight is not Paint. I don't want you, Paint. I want this notepad that I have. We have Louisville against Washington State. The numbers that were picked were 1, 11, 21, 23, 43 twice, 49, and 54. So I swapped out one of the 43s with a 37, and Louisville happened to be number 37, and they will face off against the Washington State Cougars. And by the way, you can go to that link right here, right below me, challenge.com/September Mascot Madness. 2 S's. There you go. And you can fill out a bracket. And I'll leave this up throughout. Or maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll see. Actually, I don't think I want to do that. So do that. And then we'll go like that. And then we'll delete them. And then that's how it'll look. And then, we'll do that. So, it's been quiet all afternoon with the fucking sirens. All of a sudden, there have been 3 in the last 5 minutes. Stop criming, people. Come on. We'll do All-American 10-minute baseline. The audio, I tweaked the audio a little bit before the stream. Let me know if it needs to be fixed. There's no other commentary. I'm the only person that's going to be talking. There should be like a good amount of crowd noise, because I went back and watched the old videos, and it's like you can't hear anything. So hopefully this is a little more even. But here we go. Again, rankings don't matter, and none of this matters as far as the bracket's concerned. These are just random matchups. The reason I asked for random numbers between 1 and 32, and then specifically 33 through 64, is because these teams will be on opposite sides of the bracket, which means that short on that first 3, which means that the likelihood of this being a repeat in the actual tournament is actually fairly rare. There's not a high chance of that, because they'd have to either get all the way to the 3rd place game or meet in the championship. So I made sure to try and eliminate as much repetitiveness as possible. I was happy to see that Washington State got to play, because Washington State is my home state team. Fuck the Huskies. I mean, the Huskies are fine. They're fine. Out of bounds Louisville ball. He just turned around and said, you know what? I don't want to play on offense anymore. You know what I like? I like defense. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it to you so I can play defense. This is, and I'm sure I'll talk about this more during the tournament, this is NCAA basketball 2009 instead of NCAA March Madness 2005. I've done very limited testing on it, and it seems like this game is going to work better. They are better offensively, which is a nice change of pace, because there are a bunch of times during the other tournament where questionable decisions were made or decisions weren't made. And you're like, well, cool. You had a shot. You had a shot to win, but you elected, nah. Instead of, driving in and taking a 2, I'm going to wait until the last minute and jack up a 3. That's also a great example of what makes this game better. The fast break works a lot more frequently, which means that games should be closer. Theoretically, games should be closer. I also have noticed, I don't know if it's like a negative necessarily, but there was a shot that was very, nice 3. There was a shot that was very common in the other tournament. That was right where that bird is standing. That came up to double team Butch T. Cougar. For whatever reason, when the players ran under the baseline, they almost always came up free right in that area, and it was a very easy shot for them to get good open looks at a 3-pointer and consistently knock them down. That is better defended in this game, so just something to kind of keep an eye out. They also, from what I've noticed, haven't done as many of the backcourts as was in the original game. That was a fucking tremendous block. There's another great example of a Louisville is just decimating them. That was a really great example of a fast break that actually works. This full court press is just destroying them. Thank God. You know what? Thank God. Thank God they're on opposite sides of the bracket, because that means that Um, God damn it. That means... that means that the Cougars might get some help and somebody else will take them out. Another turnover. It's okay. It's alright. It's okay. The crowd noise is like totally gone. They've backed off. They're like, you know what? We're up 13. We can let them get across half court. That was similar to the play that we used to see a lot in the other game. It was well defended, but also the pass was a little bit deeper than it typically was in March Madness 2005. Usually the pass was caught right on the line, and it was a very easy like catch and shoot situation. So the differences are minor, but hopefully it makes for a better tournament and less of the not like foregone conclusion endings, but there was a certain point where it felt like the game just didn't understand when it was supposed to pick up the pace. Anytime under like 30 seconds, it was like, and you were down more than one possession, the game just seemed to be broken. You just threw it out of bounds. Oh, boy. Hey, nice turnover. There you go. There you go. Kick it forward. Kick it forward. Ooh, real close to the out of bounds line there, or the baseline, or the sideline. What? Words. Ooh, nice shot. Ooh, offensive rebound. Kind of an unnecessary trick shot there. Going out, back up, and in. Center with a shot short, offensive rebound. They're able to bounce it in. It's a 2-touchdown lead. 14 points. That's not good. It's very bad. Didn't get the loose ball. You got an open man underneath. Instead takes a long two, nails it. Down 12. Cutting that lead a little bit. Looks like Louisville's laid off their defense a little bit. Instead of doing the full court press, they're on their way back. Oh, there we go. That's a play that we've seen pretty consistently in 2005. It's less consistent in this game. That's a nice execution of it though, and a nice three puts the lead back up. Oh jeez. That bird just no. No. Get out. Alright, there we go. The Cougars have broken double digits. Fuck. Oh, man. There we go. Nice rebound. There you go, there you go. He threw it at the back of the backboard. He threw it behind the backboard. Damn it. Louisville. Or Cougars, whoever. I don't even know who I'm yelling at this point. So the Cougars tip off on day number 1 against the Huskies, as we already talked about. Louisville is pretty late. I think they are day number 3, I want to say. Ooh, nice inside pass. 26-11. This does happen. Even if the stats are all even, there are times where the one team just is performing better than the other. It happened a couple of times in the last tournament. It wasn't very frequent, thankfully. But we saw Alabama win big. We saw Gonzaga win really big early in the tournament. So hopefully this, I'm confident that this won't be a regular occurrence. And don't worry, I have a backup plan if a game does get into a blowout. Last time I read a Halo book, ooh, that was a great pass. That was a great pass. Couldn't do anything with it, but that was a good pass. It was a good, nice defensive play. Or a nice offensive, I don't know. So the schedule looks like this. It's going to be the first round is going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning. All the streams will start at 6 p.m. Pacific time right here. So if you like what you're seeing and you're like, man, this looks like silly fun, okay, hit the follow button and then you can watch it. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's too late. The tournament is over, but you can watch the videos on demand. They'll be up. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 6 p.m. Saturday, we're going to do a morning and an afternoon session. The morning session is going to start about 10 o'clock in the morning, run till probably about 2 or so. And then the afternoon session will be from 5 to 9 in that range. I'm going to make sure that I give myself at least 3 hours after the morning session. So if the morning session runs late, the late session will start a little bit later. And that'll be both on Saturday and Sunday, that 10 to 2 and then 5 to 9 sort of time slot. Excuse me. And then Monday we'll finish it up with the Championship Monday at 6 p.m. What a nice almost steal. He didn't touch it out of bounds. Ooh. Ooh, boy. So, I feel like I've gone through all the information I already had in the first half of this game. Should have just asked for 2 random numbers. Or just pick my own matchup. Which I realized I could come up with some pretty good ones, but that's okay. There will be more Mascot tournaments. Will it be in this game? Probably. Oop, short, tip, short, rebound, Louisville. This is also just a super cheap excuse to get me back into the flow of talking about these games. I had a lot of fun with the March Mascot Madness tournament. I thought it was a silly good time. I totally understand that some people might click in and be like, wow, this is just a ripoff of what Ray does. And it's like, well, yeah. I tried to make it my own with the bracket and I tried to give it a different spin, different flavor to it. But it's unquestionably not my idea to have mascots play. But I used to love doing this mode in NCAA football. Good time. Good time. All right, we're nearing the end of the first half. It is a 21-point game. Through all my blabbering, I thankfully haven't watched much of the Cougars just getting their asses handed to them. There you go. There's a whole half of basketball. They didn't take particularly long. It took about 12 minutes or so. Each game, it seems, depending on how the last little chunk goes, take between 25 and 30 minutes. If it gets close, there will be lots of timeouts towards the end, trying to get the 3-for-2s and stuff like that. So the game stretches out a little bit more. But it's still not that big of a deal. Nice 3 coming out of the half, cuts the lead down to 15. So that's a 6-0 run for the Cougars. Let's see. What do you want to get to? You want to get it to what? Down. Do you want to get it to under 10 by 6 minutes left, maybe? Maybe 7? If you can get a couple good look threes. Just chip away. You got to take advantage of that. Oh, you have to take advantage of that. What was... Damn it. So, okay, 39-22, back up to a 17-point lead. You got a guy wide open in the wing, or in the corner. Nice, ooh, nice play. Nice little screen to an inside pass. The offensive player got nice positioning there. Well done. Well done. Here in the Pacific Northwest, we have a term called Cougan-it. And it's snatching, snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Not that it's going to be a problem now, but substitution. I think that's the first substitution we've had. I love the Cougars logo. I think it's great. Beautiful. All right, here he comes around that There you go. Nicely defended. You know what it is, like, watching it and, like, being able to see what they're doing? They're doing a better job switching the defenses. Ooh, defensive foul. Looked like it might have been a charge, but it's okay. Top of the key, back out to the corner. Ooh, back around. Number 10, Alex Brinkborn, number 10 for the Washington State Cougars football team. Back in the, well, I guess that would have been like the mid-2000s. Would have been after Jason Gesser. Went to a bunch of those football games. I think we saw Jason Gesser take his final snaps for the Cougars. Because he had like a severe injury and they were either getting blown out or blowing someone out. I'm gonna guess they were getting blown out. Because a number of the Cougars games, it's always funny talking to my mom. We used to go to Cougars games when we were little kids. We go, on average, we go like, or usually we go once a year. Sometimes we don't because it just doesn't work out. But remember, like, we went, I think, like, we've seen Stanford and we've seen USC and, like, all these teams. I was like, did they, like, win any of those games? And I was like, oh, no. No. They can't. They were down by, like, 35. It was bad. But they recently renovated Martin Stadium where the Cougars play football. And they took the scoreboard from the end zone, the opposite end zone, so we'd sit in, I'm not exactly sure what it is directly. I think it's the east end zone. And there was a scoreboard or a video board in the west end zone. They took that down. So we went back and we didn't realize that they took the video replay board down. And we had to, like, sit there, and every time something happened, like, I think he got a first down. I'm not really sure. Hang on. So now we sit on the, I think it's the south side of the stadium, looking at it from that angle. And if it's rotated like 90 degrees, we were in the, like, the east, and now we're on the south. It doesn't matter. We had to change our position where we sat, and that really sucked because I actually liked sitting in the end zone. And then they put up the nets. It was like one like really bad game where it was like, oh, they took the video board down. Oh, and they put the All-State net up because they used to not have a net, and so I remember being like very excited. This was I don't know, 8 years ago or something like that. And I remember being just absurdly excited. I was like, they're gonna kick it, and like I was telling the Beebs at the time, I was like, hey, they're gonna kick it, and like maybe you can catch it depending on where it goes, and then you can throw it back on the field, and it's like super awesome. And then they pulled up the kicking nets, and I was like, well, fucking rip. So, there's a basketball game happening. They're down by 20. Oh boy, that little stretch of Louisville running the full court press really put them in position to be at this large point advantage. Pump fake. And the Cougars just haven't been able to recover. Mainly for things like that. Why are you alley-oop layupping? What are you doing? He didn't even have a chance. He jumped way too early and he threw it off the side of the backboard. Nope, missed a steal. Looks like the defenders are a little quick, sticky to the offensive players. Looks like. We'll see how it goes further into the night. Some exhibition, first 4 exhibition games. Get you hyped, get you excited. Remember, fill out a bracket right down there, right down below. If you're watching live, if you're watching this pre-recorded, it's all over. Sorry. But, you can still go over there and follow. After this game, we'll talk about day number 2. I think honestly, looking at it, I think day number 1 is probably the most stacked as far as like the great and or like silly teams. Like that Ohio Texas Tech matchup is just glorious. It's so good. The Northwestern, which became a fan favorite last time around, glorious, gorgeous, going up against the Oregon State Beavers, who played in a couple of close games last time. It's really good. I feel like there's one more. I don't have my other notebook. Shoot. There's like one more match. No. Don't open the store. Can I unpin that? Oh, you can. Can I unpin that? Oh, dope. Okay, cool. September Mascot Day 1. We have Gonzaga playing. Not intentional. Probably would have been smart if I didn't do that. Putting Gonzaga. Basically, the first 2 games feature all 3 Washington universities that are available in this game. The only other one that would be like a potential factor would be Eastern Washington, but they're not in. Also, I learned about this moments ago, before the stream started, or before the recording started, so 26 minutes ago. There's a mascot based on okra. What? And then, so here, hang on, let's see. It was okra? O-K-R-A. Okra? Nope, that's helpful information. That is not what we want. If the games are blowouts, it'll just divulge into their dive into this. Let's see, images. What is this? The 6 weirdest NCAA mascots. So hang on, let me save picture as. I'll save that as okra. Okay. We'll do this. Make sure we'll do that, and we'll do this, and we'll do this. And then, hang on, make sure that's the right picture. Look at that thing. Look at this. That's okra. The mascot is okra. What in the hell is happening? Also, shout out to this game that's now almost 30 points. And so I'm just showing you random college mascots that I stumbled upon. Because I was looking for a specific picture. And this was one of the related results that people also search for. And it was okra, and then some other thing that looks like corn. And it was just absurd. Oops. I need to do that. So, stuff is happening on the screen. I'm not paying attention. I promise that when the real tournament hits, things will be more focused. Let's see. We also have the Clemson Tigers play. I already mentioned Ohio, Texas Tech. Southern Miss and East Tennessee State is a good one, and then Northwestern Oregon State. Yeah, that's a really good lineup of games. Cut these down all the way. Somebody took a timeout. Who took a timeout? Not 100% sure. Don't think it really matters. It is 64-37. There are under 50 seconds to go. Man, this is not what I wanted. I didn't want this to be like this. This is a bad demo. I'll have to go in and film some different game and then cut over this. During the March Madness Mascot Madness tournament, which happened before actual Mascot Madness, Learned about an anteater mascot. Pretty cool. I'd love it if we could just get one more of these. One more NCAA basketball game. One more NCAA football game. Anything... anything where like mascots can play sports and look dumb. Because I bought an NCAA baseball game too. Because I was like, hey, what if you could play as a mascot and play baseball? They don't have it. Seems like it was just the basketball and the football game. So we'll just go ahead and ignore that. That was a really not a great demo. Not what I was looking for. So we'll move on to game number 2. Actually, you know what? No, that's incorrect. We're going to do this. Show off day number 2. Day number 2 starts out with our defending champion, the Duke Blue Devils, and they will take on Connecticut. See how long I leave these headphones on before I pull them off or mute the sound, because I'm like, oh my god, I can't focus. Except day 1. Is there a better way for me to look at this? Oh, you know what I can do? It's called fucking full screen. Doggy dog. Okay. Boy, that looks real rough. Next up, we have a double-A matchup against Arkansas. Oop, there we go. Arizona and Arkansas. Teams, just like as a heads up, teams may be flipped home and away. Doesn't really matter. It's just whichever is easiest to get to at the time. Third game on day number 2 is Pittsburgh. It's going all the way back to the P's. Actually, South Carolina. Now I'm just confusing myself. South Carolina and Pittsburgh. I can't look at the Pittsburgh mascot without thinking about Mac in Always Sunny when he's like, I'm getting cat eyes. And like, Frank's like, I got a guy on it. I'm on it already. Not going for gasps, I'm going for laughs. No, he's going for gasps. He's not going for laughs. Going for gasps. People always put that as like the number 1 Sunny episode. I disagree. One of the profiles I follow on Twitter was like, here's every episode of Sunny ranked, and I didn't agree with all of it, which I think is fine. I'm not trying to like shit on anybody or anything. It's a great episode. There are just others that I like more. My personal favorite is The Gang Gets Trapped, mainly because it launches into the episode and they're already like 3/4 of the way through their plan, and so you kind of get them filling in the backstory a little bit, but it's also just like such a beautiful examination of like what happens when they actually commit to some of the stuff, because a lot of the times they kind of get bailed out by their own ineptitude, but what happens if something maybe goes right a little bit? Which is why I was kind of bummed that Mindy Kaling, her character, didn't stick around. Because how does potential success affect the characters? I think would have been kind of an interesting examination. But anyway, here's the 4th mascot matchup on day number 2. We have Kentucky and Michigan State. Then we have Baylor and Florida. This is a great matchup, mainly because Baylor's just so damn cute. Look at this big, doofy, goofy bear. He has like a sheen to him for some reason. Oh, also in that episode that I was talking about of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, it has one of my favorite conversations of Mac and Charlie arguing about whether or not Charlie can have chips. If you want chips, you should just got chips at the goddamn burger store. And it cracks me up every single time that Mac calls it a burger store. I don't know why. It's really, really funny. This is a great matchup. I really like this matchup. This is a good one. Next we have the acronym matchup, which is UCLA and UNLV. So lots of letters. I always forget how big his mustache is. It's huge. Then we have Oklahoma Look, see how I'm unfocused. Oklahoma, oh, Boomer Sooner, and then Miami. If I knew how to use my alphabet. Oh, there we go. The Miami Hurricanes. I feel like Sebastian looks better now, but I can't tell. I mean I'm talking like real life now, not like in the game. He doesn't look better than he did previously. I mean like now he looks better. Maybe if the game's a blowout, we'll look up Sebastian Sebastian photos. I did just okay. I could just show you a picture of Sebastian from. Look, he looks so good, but it's Sebastian the Crab from. What's it called? Syracuse and Tulsa. At some point, I'm gonna get through this. I'm burning all my material. Oh, yes! This is the most incredible mascot the mashup of the. I'm so excited. I can't even find the correct. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this mascot mashup. Look at this. This is incredible. The randomizer gifted us. Came down from above and said, here, have this gorgeous mascot mashup. What am I even talking about? Game. What I love this so much. Oh my god, look at it. It's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I forgot that was there. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I can't wait for this matchup now. So far we have two really great ones. Ohio and Texas Tech, and this. Oh, I'm so excited for Thursday night now. So excited. And this is going to cap it off, too. Hopefully it's a good game. But moving back to what we're doing, which is exhibition stuff. So that wraps up day 2. And right now we're going to check out a matchup between numbers 11 and 49, which is LSU. Actually, because we're closer. Penn State and LSU. So we'll do that. Check the settings. Oh, looks like it saves the... Okay, that's good. If it saves, that's helpful. So there you go. There you go. Day number 2. We'll get that off the screen. And we'll enjoy some basketball. Man. That's incredible. There are a bunch of... I think there are 7 games. I'm kind of glad that this one doesn't have a high likelihood of happening. That's a lot of orange to look at. And what is wrong with the Penn State Nittany Lions shirt? What is happening there? It looks like it's too low cut on the shoulders. Or the coloring is just so bad. I can't tell. Like the shoulder pads look like they're the exact same color as the head. And it looks really weird. But because it looks like it's the same color as the head, and you can't really gauge if it's like texture or not, it just looks like the shirt cuts off here. And that it can't be efficient for basketball. I don't even know what I was talking about. God, the golden hair. Oh, that's what I was talking about. There are 7 different matchups between teams that went 0-1 in the last tournament that were immediately knocked out. So we'll have at least 7 first-time winners. Aside from, I think aside from like 3 matchups, which would be the opening matchup between Washington and Washington State, because that's the Apple Cup, and I'm from Washington, so I wanted to. That's how I'm going to start all the tournaments. Are Washington State. Last time, Washington State played at home, so this time Washington State will play in Seattle. Number 2. Duke is placed specifically to open day number 2 as the defending champion. And then the opening game of the next little section that we'll talk about is hand-picked. And the final game of the first round, which we'll get to a little bit later, that is hand-picked as well. And that, like the Washington State, that will always be in that spot, and it'll just flip between home and away. So it'll always open with Washington State, and it'll always end with the game that we'll talk about a little bit later. And I'm sure I'll reiterate and repeat myself and tell you that again. So here we go. We have about 2 minutes gone in this game. Kind of surprised he pulled back there. Looked like he had a pretty okay lane to try for a layup down 2. And instead, they waste their possession, turn the ball over, and give it back to Penn State, who leads 7-5. A little over 2 minutes into the game. Deep 3 gives them a 5-point lead, 10-5. And so far, both away teams are playing very well. After Louisville just destroyed Washington State. Yep, 3 is up and no good, but a nice offensive rebound cuts the lead down to 3. If we were continuing with this, these are just 4 random exhibition games, so there won't be any continuation. Like, we won't go to a finals match or anything, or I guess it'd be semifinals. Could see a rematch of the third place game from last year, but I gotta worry about it, because that would be an extra hour, 2 hours. Go from 4 games to 8 games, because you gotta have a third place game. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it, but each session will have 8 games. There are 64 games total. You can pick 63 of them, and that's just because the third place game you can't pick, which is kind of weird. I can't imagine that would be so weird if you got that big. I don't think I mentioned it in this game. I was doing some recording before I started this, so I'm worried that I'm repeating myself, but I don't think I am. When they dive for the ball like that, it seems like it's far less likely for them to go out of bounds, which is a huge help, because we saw a ton of that in the last game, or the last tournament, where somebody would make a nice defensive play, and the way the physics worked didn't seem like it was quite right. Like, they really slid an extra, few feet, and it always took them out of bounds. And so instead of it being a turnover positively, it would just give the ball back to the other offense. So another potentially small change that could lead to big dividends later on with closer games throughout. Of course, I said that in the last game, and Washington State got blown out, and now Penn State has elected to start a full court press. LSU able to break through it and didn't end up with any points. LSU also had a bad possession on the previous possession down on their end of the floor. Penn State, nice offensive rebound, still short. Gotta get that D, gotta get that rebound. Right there. You had your opportunity. It's Mike the Tiger, I believe, is the LSU mascot, and Penn State something? It's a Nittany Lion, but I don't know what the, like it's Butch T. Cougar and Harry Husky. They have names. Uga the Bulldog for Georgia. I think Georgia's in this game. I can't remember. I think there's Georgia, Georgia Tech, and Georgetown. A lot of Georgias. On the bright side, I'm learning how to more consistently spell states, and no one's pointed out any spelling errors in the bracket, so that's good. Penn State with a big 3, and what was a 1-point lead is now out to 4, a little past the halfway point of the first half. So I guess you could just say a quarter is gone, because men's basketball is weird and still plays in halves. NCAA, the women's side switched over to 4 quarters. It's cool. I don't know. I haven't watched enough to realize the impacts on it, but I guess you get more of the 2-for-1 opportunities. 2 more of those, where you can score at the end of the end of the quarter, get the ball back. That's neat. Ooh, that's a good defensive foul. Excuse me, it's a great defensive foul. Great defensive foul. 1 for 2. Instead of giving up the easy 2, make them earn it from the line. You go 50%, protect your lead. Still a 2-possession game. 4 points, approaching the 4-minute mark. Oh, one more thing that we look for in these games are 23-19 scores. Just because I love Monsters, Inc. So, if that happens, I don't have like a prize or anything. I just point it out and I'm like, yo, it's pretty cool. Gonna need some help to get there. Ooh, nice shot. Through the contact and everything, cuts it down to a 2-point or 1-possession game. LSU playing some nice defense. Penn State started, or at least thought about, doing a full court press and then promptly stopped. Like, LSU broke it and they went, well, that's not going to work. And instead, so they backed off for that for whatever reason. Turns out they don't really need to run it because LSU will just throw it out of bounds and then get the ball back and then throw it up and make it. Caught up on those possessions real quick. Ooh, out of bounds Penn State ball. So again, 2-point game. There we go. This is what I was looking for. There you go. Oh, you had him wide open and instead it went for a foul. That's a big missed opportunity. He pulled the only defender down there up towards him, and a guy came screaming down the lane. Doesn't matter. It all evens out, and it's all tied up at 20. And LSU's going to implement a full court press of their own. We'll see how effective Penn State is at getting through it. It doesn't work. They're able to force a turnover. A bad shot that's bailed out by a foul. Oh man, I'm getting really excited about this. Like, I forgot how much fun these are. They can be a little like daunting at the start because I gotta make sure all my lists are correct and double check that all the teams are in. But if this one goes well, we'll just stick with it. Even though this game looks way worse than the Xbox version. I was gonna upgrade to 2006 on the Xbox, but I couldn't find it used. I could only ever find it brand new, and they charge like $20 for it. And I was like, I don't know if that's a good price. And then I spent a lot of money trying to figure out which versions of what had Mascot modes in them, because unfortunately, the Xbox 360 versions of 08 and 09 and even 07 don't have Mascot modes in them. And it's truly unfortunate. And I only know that the basketball games have Mascot modes because I was searching for it and I drove myself crazy trying to figure it out. And finally, I ran across like a game FAQ. Had them open, threw it into a double team. No good. Penn State down by 1 with the ball. Somebody wrote a game FAQ about the Mascot teams that were included in 2004. And so I was like, well, there's your starting point. It's 2004 on an old console that I went out and specifically bought for the tournament. And that was the Xbox. There we go. 2-on-1 opportunity. A little delayed on it, but it's okay because the shot is up and in. I wonder how many times I'll tell that story in the tournament. But ended up getting a PlayStation 2 later on down the road for some other stuff that I wanted to do and haven't done. And then was like, hey, I should do, it was kind of floated that I could do another one, and went with it. Yeah, this one, this game does not have there are two teams that are not in this game for whatever reason. And it's Oregon and Cincinnati, which really sucks because both of those are great mascots. And they got replaced with the two mascots tipping off day number 3 we'll talk about here in a little bit. LSU has the lead by 3, 28-25. We're winding down the first half. Penn State on the line. First one's good. Alright, Penn State back to their kind of full court press. Ish. Full court defense forces a turnover really close to the out of bounds line. They cut that lead down to 1. They are running out of time. They're going to have to jack up a 3. It is up. It's no good. So it's 28-27 heading into halftime. The home team, LSU, with the lead. Ooh, and immediately a turnover. That sucks. That was your 2-for-1 opportunity right there. Even with that miss, still could have taken the lead coming out of halftime. Too bad. Nice spin move up, no good. Alright. Penn State. Also, so that 5 popped on the side. I assume it's like a defensive or offensive positioning foul. It looked like it hit 0 and they didn't call it. Or he moved at exactly the right millisecond, but kind of weird. Penn State now with forced a turnover. You can add to their lead as they've taken it back, and then LSU is just going to give the ball back. I said, you know what? We're good. We're good. We don't want to try and fight for the lead. We don't want to face Louisville again. We lost to them in the last tournament in the third place game. After a close defeat. I think LSU would be the only team that's 4-2. They lost in the Final Four and in the third place game. So there's Duke 6-0, Alabama 5-1, Louisville 5-1, LSU 4-2, and then just a bunch of 4-1, 3-1. 2-1, 1-1, and half the field is 0-1. Nice shot. Because no team is 4-1. So instead of like a 6-0, 5-1, 4-1, they're 2. Well, I don't know. It's about 4-2. Doesn't matter. 32-31. I can figure that out for the real tournament. Tick it away the time here. Minute and 55 seconds into the into the second half. My voice is going to be throttled by the end of this whole thing. Ooh. No offensive foul called down low. Defender just kind of fell down, it looked like. Back up to the top here. Nice move on the inside, but couldn't get enough mustard on it, and the rim blocked it. Shot is up and good, and Penn State stretches its lead to 4. There you go. LSU. Now I'm concerned that I have given misinformation or have the wrong team in. Oh, no. Threw myself off. We're good. So let's... Oh my gosh. I got real nervous. I was like, oh, did I goof this up? I confused myself because, Something happened. What am I looking at? What confused me? Oh, it's the way I wrote the games. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Yeah, because, okay, yeah. Louisville was the away team. But they were written as the home team. LSU was written as the away team, but they are the home team. I totally confused, but I got super worried because I did like a whole, like 5 best games of March Mascot Madness. And I was like, I wrote down that LSU and Louisville couldn't meet until the 3rd place game, but if they both are written in like a weird spot, then I may have written the wrong thing down or grabbed the wrong number. But no, we're all good. LSU down 5. This is an issue from the other game. We'll see how this happens. This is the first time I've seen it. It happened a lot in the other game where player would just kind of get frozen, like their AI pathing almost got just disrupted, and ended up kind of just stuck there until about that same mark, that 3-second mark. Which is, I mean, it's good that it's not like a shot clock violation. Typically they do make the shot though. Rare that they miss. Going down low. Ooh, that Nittany Lion. Oh, is it his head? Is it his head, like, the way it's designed comes over the shoulders instead of under the collar? Is that what it is? God, that looks weird. Why isn't it under the collar? Why isn't it under the shirt? Ooh, you gotta get that defensive rebound. Back up, short. Nice defensive rebound by Mike the Tiger on the fast break. Put himself in position for a contested shot there. Maybe looking for a foul, didn't get one. Halfway through the second half here. Penn State up 2. Off the rim, no good. LSU with a chance. Got a guy on the right. Ooh, he was coming down the lane and then backed out to a 3 instead. He'll take a 3. It's short. Defensive rebound. Penn State. They have an opportunity for a fast break, and they throw it to a different guy. They had a guy, again, streaking right down the lane there. Looked like it was going to be an easy bucket, but instead he threw it out for a 3, and then it didn't turn into any points. So kind of a waste of time. Or a wasted possession. Another alley layup, and then let's see. So an alley layup to a missed shot to a missed shot to a missed shot. Offensive rebound make. Game stat at 41. Under 4 to go. That was. I didn't know how to commentate that. How do you talk about that? You're just watching the ball just go whoop, 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 and then Tigers are grabbing at it. Tigers love basketball. Nice and 1 there. You can really see the graphical power of the PlayStation 2 3 years after the Xbox 360 came out. Depending on when this game came out, 2 to 2.5 years after the PlayStation 3 came out. Ooh, that one was intercepted. Going to throw it down to the corner. That was a nice lane to run in. All of a sudden, 5-point lead. LSU losing their momentum. Needs to regroup themselves here. No more alley layups. Can't do that. That's exactly what you don't want. Up and in. And they're on a run. Are they down? Must have been down by maybe it runs like 6 points. LSU will finally stop the bleeding. Had scored in the 2 minutes. It's 48-43 with 2:43 remaining here. Second half. Coming at you from digital Baton Rouge. Oh, the Tigers play. 2:29. Ooh, nice defensive play. There was a Tiger there that had an opportunity at it, but ran into his teammate and couldn't get recovery on the block. There's another run for Penn State. So it must be like, it must only be like 4 or 6 points. 4 or 6 unanswered points. I guess that one was 5. Because it was 48-43 and now it's... You can kick it back out for a really hard... Went for the contested 3, no good. Kind of, maybe shouldn't have done that. There was a wide open guy in the corner and just didn't throw it to him. LSU falling apart now, down 10. So a number of poor decisions, some bad turnovers down on the offensive end of the floor, and all of a sudden the wheels start coming off, and LSU doesn't have to worry about a potential rematch against Louisville in the imaginary round that's not going to happen afterwards. I was concerned that he was going to go out of bounds. He almost did. He thought about it. Decided, nah, I don't want to. We're good. Alright. 3 from the corner, no good. Offensive and defensive rebound missed. 11-point game here. Penn State up. Something's happening down in the key. It's getting real low again. Must be 5 in the key. They must have changed that rule. Or players are just way better about not standing there. So Penn State's just wanting to kill the clock. Drained it all the way down. Ooh, nice opportunity for a fast break here. Defender kind of magnetized in a weird way that pushed the LSU offensive player off his path that he was trying to go on, and then he threw it away. Nice defense. Nice defense. Still a shot here. You need a lot of points and not a lot of time. Back out. Can't do this. You got to go faster. You have to go faster. Another alley layup that's missed when the offensive rebound is grabbed and put back up for 2. We'll see if they... What the fuck was that? Alright, maybe it took too long. Looks like it's going to be a 9-point victory for Penn State. Booms. 5-second violation. Okay, there you go. Nice 3. No good. They'll get a meaningless layup to end the game. Doesn't count though. It's going to be a 45-54 Penn State victory. So the undefeated team, or the road teams are undefeated. And we'll get you set here with day number 3. Our next numbers were 21 and 54. We'll talk about that and watch that game in just a couple of moments. This game really lights up and reflects off my glasses in a way that is annoying to me. We'll look at the Mascot games 4. Day number 3, we're starting with the two teams that are new, which are Sam Houston State, which is an S, and this thing. These are the two teams that are covering for Cincinnati and Oregon, whichever team is whatever. Sam Houston actually almost made it into the last tournament, but they got cut because I don't like the way they spell Bearcats with a K. I don't like it. Next up we have Iowa State at Iowa State at New Mexico. It gets me, trips me up, it tricks me every time. Tricks me every time. This next one is a great matchup of Louisville at Memphis. This is going to be a great matchup. We saw Louisville earlier. The Tigers of Memphis are beloved. They are a great looking mascot, a terrific color combination of the blue and orange. Very cute. Tony the Tiger. We'll look to, I don't remember how well they did last time, but I feel like they exited a little bit too soon. We got some of the mascots that were like Duke. Like if Duke could lose in the first round, that'd be just fantastic. Because I'm tired of talking about Duke. So this is another one of those like big thumbs up games. I like the matchup there. Next up we have Missouri. Missouri, good mascot. I like it. At Nebraska. I don't like this one very much. Where did it go? There he is. There's Lil Red. Lil Red in his stupid overalls and his dumb hat. Bad mascot. Missouri, thumbs up. Lil Red, big thumbs down. Don't sue me, Ebert and Roper. Or Cisco and Ebert or whoever. Point your finger up. Point your finger down, as in go down to the basement and don't come back up, because I don't like it. Next up we have Weber State at Villanova. Weber UVW. Weber State. Ooh, that Wildcat is good. I forgot about that one, man. Villanova. I think this is a battle of Wildcats, if I remember correctly. Yeah, battle of the Wildcats. One of them far cuter than the other. And Villanova doesn't look good. Let's see. Next up we have Utah State. Utah State. The Aggies taking on the Kansas Jayhawks. There we go. That's nice and easy. That's a lot of blue. Oh boy, this one's going to be a nightmare. It's a lot of blue and a white jersey. Also, shout out to mascots. I don't know if you can really tell, but Kansas, that's the wrong way. Kansas is number 1/2. Just a fun little thing for you. I don't know if there are any other. Off the top of my head, I can't think of another mascot that's in this tournament that goes with the number 1/2. Finally, 7th, we have NC State at Boston College. And there we go, Wolfpack. A lot of white, a lot of red. Thankfully, the Boston College Eagles have big brown wings. It's a little easier to call. That Utah State Kansas game is going to be just a nightmare. And then finally, we'll have Arizona State, which is going to be easier to get to up here against Iowa. Oh man. All right. That's awful. Okay. Moving on to the next game that we have for you tonight. That's the wrong thing. That's what I want. We have a random number 21 against number 54. And this one's going to just work out to where Kentucky is going to face... No, that's not correct at all. It's Pittsburgh against... Oh, thank God this team made it in. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Pittsburgh against Colorado. Game number 3 for you tonight. Pitt, number 2 in the country. Did not realize that they were good at basketball. Some schools, like Duke, is a basketball school more than a football school. Alabama is a football school and not a basketball school necessarily. Some of them kind of cross over here and there. Like Michigan seems to be both. Seems like when one is down, the other is up, or vice versa. I don't really know much about Michigan, but Ohio State's definitely a football and not a basketball. Penn State, absolutely a football and not a basketball. Doesn't matter. But Penn State being number 2, pretty nuts. Again, rankings don't matter. Everything is evened out and good to go. So there you go. That's through 3 days of the Mascot tournament. That'll be the Friday night stuff. It's just a naked panther or whatever. Pit panther, yeah. It's just a naked panther. Colorado already with the offensive rebound, and yet again the away team takes control early. Start running away with it. It's all over. The game's over. 24 seconds in. Out of bounds, Colorado basketball. That was off the bottom of the backboard. Looks like Colorado wants to push the floor a little bit. See what they do here. They missed their first shot, got an offensive rebound, and were able to come up with a nice easy layup. Looks like they're trying to work that guy down by the baseline, over into the corner. 10 seconds on the shot clock here. Nice three. It's going to be short. No offensive rebound this time, and the Pitt Panthers will take over. I don't remember the Pitt Panthers in the last tournament. Pitt ties it up at 2. The big jump in their momentum for some reason. Nice attempt at a 2-long jumper there. Control F, PI, TP. Oh, that's right. Pittsburgh got blown out in their first game against Gonzaga. That would explain why I don't remember it. I wasn't paying much attention because it was Gonzaga wire to wire. It was never close. I think if I remember correctly, Gonzaga got out to like an 8 to 16-point lead or something just absurd. Or maybe it was like 16 to 4 or 16 to 2 or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but it was bad from the start. Nice shot from Colorado. Following up a goaltend on the defensive end. Keeps them within 1 and almost a nice defensive play. It seems as though, even though they're able to get the ball separated from the offensive player, they're not able to get the basketball in their own hands. That's the 4th siren. There it goes. Pitt now taking a 3-point lead and the ball back. I'm guessing because I think out of the corner of my eye I saw the camera spin. I promise I'll be more focused. And it's 10 to 4 Pittsburgh. Colorado, nice inside pass. Couldn't quite get it up and in. No good. Defensive foul? And they're going to go to the line. 11 to 4. That's a little bit worrying, if I'm being honest. 12 to 4. Let's see if Colorado can pull some baskets back together. See what Colorado has. Ooh, nice pass. Not able to get enough separation to get a shot off. Nice bounce pass. Back up to the corner. There. Ooh, bury it. Get up and in. Why are you doing that? Why? What was the need for the 360? He's like, I'm on ESPN, Mom. They have to tell him on the bench, like, ESPN, they're not here. ESPN's not here, guys. I don't know why you think ESPN's here. They're not here. It's just EA Sports. Good defense. Ooh, nice interception there for the Buffaloes. Just need a couple baskets. No dumb, silly plays. That would qualify as a dumb and silly play. What are you doing? Nice defense. Ooh, nice block. That guy got fucking rocked. Down inside, nice pass. Nice pass, even better block. Even better on the block side for the Pittsburgh Panthers. They're the Panthers, right? When I think Panther, I think like silky black, you know? Just gonna eviscerate you if you get anywhere near it. Fierce. Not whatever the hell is on the court. The Buffaloes, on the other hand, Buffaloes look good. Ralphie the Buffalo? There was no Colorado defender within 10 feet of that basket. They are getting disassembled. Oh no. Oh, no good. See, Colorado wouldn't be... Oh, that's another small note. The mascot costumes are essentially just kind of put on the outer body of the players that are already in the game. So sometimes it will look like on that last possession, it looked like the Buffalo had stepped out of bounds, but the hitbox stops well short of the back part of that heel. Nice three. Going to be a 13-point game here. Honestly, Colorado probably shouldn't be down. They had some easy misses, easy shots that they missed, and they just didn't capitalize. They also missed a wide open. That guy is just dominating down low. That's, I think, his second block. They had a guy open for three, didn't take it. Now they're going to have to force up a jump shot. Yeah. Not great. Not great. Hey, while you're busy watching this, if you're watching live on twitch.tv/SeanSawyersRex, 1, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream. Number 2, if you haven't filled out a bracket, go right there. The link right there. You have 21 hours and 6 minutes before the stuff will close. Yeah. So... get that in. Take this information for what you will. If you were thinking, do I really want to pick this ugly Panther? No. Maybe you watch this and you go, ooh, they're up 13. They did just step out of bounds like idiots. But maybe I should pick them. Or go with your heart. Go with your heart. Honestly, a lot of this is just kind of who we want to win, who we like more, which mascot we think is more interesting. That's why I'm showing you the matchups, and, giving you an idea of what they look like. I need to fill out a bracket still, quite frankly. By the way, if you're watching this and it's live on YouTube, tournament's over. Sorry. But if you stick around here on YouTube, you can catch the rest of the action. When this goes up, the following 8 videos or whatever they get posted to the channel will be mascot videos for it's like the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday sort of schedule, and then there'll be weekend review on Tuesday. New episode posted today if you're watching this live. It's lengthy. I talked a lot about Control and a lot about Wreckfest. 2 games that I feel very differently about, but both suffer from technical issues that are about as frustrating and annoying as Colorado trying 3 separate alley layups and none of them working. They're down by 15 points. On the flip side, they look like they're still having fun. So, do with that information what you will. This will definitely not be a top 5 game. I also need to try and take better notes as to what qualifies as a top 5 game. Ding, 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 ding. Ooh, he stepped out of bounds. He got the steal, but he stepped out. Up 17. That Colorado's just making poor decisions. Okay, here we go. Push the ball up the floor. Push, 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 push. There you go. There you go. And it ends up being a very good foul for the Pitt Panthers as Colorado goes 1 for 2 from the line, still down 16. Pitt with all the momentum in the game. And with a nice three, no good. Colorado had 2 defenders almost missed the rebound because they missed time their jumps. Oop, had an opportunity, nice backdoor cut. All right, good foul, good foul. Colorado needs to probably keep that up, be a little more aggressive, look for those back cuts, see if they can get some easy layups or trips to the line, going 2 for 2. And they're only down 14. They'll start with a little bit of a full court press. Doesn't look, oh geez, guy got knocked down over there. Pitt, nice jumper, up and good. Lead back up to 16, 28 to 12, under a minute to go here. Nice spin. Okay. I wasn't alright. It was only a 2. It was about the longest 2 you could get. Oh. Game? Game? Figured it out. Nice defense, still up and over and in. 16-point lead. Colorado just can't chip away at the lead. Colorado at this time, part of the Big 12. Back when the Pac-10 was still the Pac-10, and they played everybody once. Now it's all a mess because they have 12 teams, and they only have like 9 conference games or whatever. Couldn't get the shot away. Nice three from Pitt is going to be off the left rim, and they will take a pretty sizable lead into halftime, 30 to 14, and they get the ball back. That's not good for Colorado. That was good for Colorado. Nice defensive rebound. See if they push the floor a little bit here, or they'll just kind of all stand around and jack up a three. Nice. Nice, looking real good. Making me really want to pick you there, Colorado. Who do you play on? Have I talked about you, Colorado? Out of bounds. Going Colorado's way. Oh. They're actually they're in the next group that we're going to be talking about here. At the end of this game, before we look at our fourth and final little exhibition slash appetite wetter, you know, get you hyped, get you excited. It's gotten me hyped. It's gotten me excited. I can't wait for this. Pitt with the offensive rebound, and they're on a run, 32-24. I don't know exactly how it's on a run. Must have counted from the last half, which is a little weird. Nice offensive rebound by Colorado, but they can't put it back. 32 to 14. Ooh, 34 to 14. We're back up to a 20-point game. Yikes. Nice three. Nice three. Cut it down to 17. Just need a couple defensive stops. Get it down to 10 or single digits if you can in the next, I don't know, 2 minutes, and you're looking pretty good. Another nice offensive possession for Colorado. Cut the lead down to 15. So the lead at one point was 20. Colorado on a 5-0 run with another defensive rebound. Oh, if that guy on the left, if he would have cut in, had a good shot at it. Dangerous pass back outside. Straight away for three. The guy isn't doing anything. He's like, no one's working their way towards the hoop. Instead, they'll take a three. No good. Not a bad shot. But there wasn't anybody down there, down in the post for quite a while. Okay. Colorado, hopefully you can take advantage of the generous gift given to you. They don't really seem to be wanting to put, they seem to want to keep everyone at the 3-point line at the perimeter. They don't really want to go anywhere close. Alright, down to 13. 7 minutes left. You can get, what, 2 more stops? 2 more stops, couple makes, keep Pittsburgh on their cold streak that they've hit. Ooh, deep three, nice shot. I like it. I like it. There were enough people down there for a defensive rebound. He had a good look. That Buffalo got obliterated by a Panther. Okay. Pitt will stop the bleeding, push it back up to 15. Colorado, nice little run there. A little 7-point run. I think it's partially, I mentioned it a little bit earlier. I think in addition to the defense covering that play better, the passing seems like it's a little bit less accurate. Like the player they're passing to has to kind of stop and maneuver in a way to get the ball. So it's not leading to, again, catch and shoot stuff, which we saw a lot in the last tournament. Colorado, though, did cut it back down to 13. Nice block on the interior. It does go out of bounds, and it will stay on this end of the floor. Ooh, there we go. There's the animation that bit so many teams in the last tournament, biting the Colorado Buffaloes. Nice move. Pitt maneuvering around the perimeter of the court, and the lead is just like that, back up to 19. Colorado had a couple of opportunities to take the ball away and get an extra possession. Couldn't do anything. They'll go back to the line. And unfortunately, this was just Pitt playing much better and going on a run and not really having to worry too much through most of this game. I know there's 5 minutes left, and I'll gladly eat crow if Colorado comes back, but they're down 14 points. Sending the Panthers, number 34, to the stripe. First one's good. Lead back up to 15, 40-25. Second one's off, but it was an offensive rebound. Okay, it worked out for him in the end, but man. There you go. Ooh, oh, why'd you stop there? Why'd you stop at the 3-point line? You had it. Now you're making that guy work way hard to get in. Nice hook shot. No good. Oh, what a mess. Colorado is just refusing to go down in the post. They want everyone out by the 3-point line. The players are just stopping and like, don't, no, this is here. This is good. This is where I want to be. Up and in. Shot is good. 42-25, so it's back up to a 17-point lead. And all that work that Colorado did to try and make it competitive, try to get themselves back in the game, has been erased. So 2 if it goes, I believe. Hit up and good. God, it seems like it doesn't seem like Colorado's playing that bad of defense. Like, it doesn't look terrible. It looks like they're doing a good job of contesting it, but Pitt's just able to get it up over the hands, the outstretched arms of the Colorado defenders and make the shots. Colorado, by the way, nice 3 on that last possession. Nice little spin move. You're going to send them to the line with a foul. 3:38 left here in the game. 16 points now. Excuse me, to make up. They are, not looking good. Not looking good. Down to 15, 44-29 here. (46-29). Back up to 17. You gotta play better defense than that, Colorado. Shot is up and off the rim, no good. So, 17 points. Not the, honestly, not the greatest demo reel in the world. That's okay. I feel like I jinxed the damn game. I was like, cool, here's all these things that should make the tournament run better, and then the game was like, lol, no. It's gonna be blowouts. Defensive foul. It's gonna send Pitt to the line. Up 15 with 2:39 to go. Nice play. There's small guard number 12 with a nice three. 14-point game. 2:17 remaining. Ooh. Up and in. Pitt up at the 50-point threshold. 16 points ahead. So we approach the 2-minute warning. Means nothing in basketball. Nice steal. And the animation that really pulls him out of bounds bites Pittsburgh. It bit Colorado earlier in the game. That time he got it off the floor. He was able to gather himself inbounds, throw it ahead for a nice fast break. And a 2-point layup thing. Whole mess down there. I mean, even when Colorado's playing well, they're still not getting the bounces. They had a pretty good defense, got a block, and the Panthers still came up with the ball. And they're just running away with it. Ooh. 56-37, excuse me. 19-point game, Colorado, nice three. And being down 22, they got it down to 13 points or so with a relatively good amount of time left to do something. And since then, the wheels have just come off. That was the closest they got here in the second half. And Pitt will they almost got the offensive rebound from that. Who's bothering my nose? Up and no good. So the shot at the buzzer, and it'll be a 19-point victory, for the Pitt Panthers. So there you go. We'll give you a look at day 4 and its lineup here in just a moment, and then we will finish the final game of our little first 4 First four here, tipping off. Ooh, this is a good matchup. Tipping off day number 4 is the Penn State Nittany Lions taking on the Dayton Flyers. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so his mascot head thing flap goes over the shirt. Interesting choice. Wasn't a choice that wouldn't be a choice that I would make, but I'm just some guy on the internet. The Dayton Flyers, however, beautiful. Beautiful. And then in a weird twist of fate, we have Georgia Tech taking on Georgia. Super weird. That one was randomized. We'll see if Colorado can get back or get on the winning track when they take on North Carolina, who I'm sure is, yeah, great, number 1. So they played the number 2 team and got their asses handed to them. They'll take on the number 1 team on day number 4. Rankings don't matter. Stuff doesn't matter. I know that there is video evidence to kind of push me into maybe believing that maybe the rankings do matter just a little bit. I don't know. The number 7 team and the number 2 team took care of other teams, but it looked like there were other reasons for that as well. Moving on, we have Texas and the Longhorns taking on, where am I here? California. The Golden Bears. This is a good matchup. I like the way this looks. I really like the big smile on the Golden Bear there. Looks good. Next up we have, actually this one's going to be easier here, Alabama, the Elephant, our second place team from last year. They were so close. They lost to Duke. They're 5-1. They're looking for redemptive. They want to feel, they want to play better. They want to finish stronger. And they will start day 4 against the Maryland Terrapins. So we have one of the Ninja Turtles facing off against the greatest creature on this earth, the elephant. God, I love the elephant so much. It's so great. Next up we have this is a good matchup as well. I like the look of this one. The Auburn Tigers facing off against the Wisconsin Badgers. Stripes on stripes. Vertical stripes versus horizontal stripes. Which stripes are better? Actually, Auburn has... No? Okay, no, I'm right. Okay, never mind. Whew. Got my horizontal and my verticals confused there a little bit for some reason. So, yeah, that's a good matchup. I like that one. Looks nice. And then we have, keep saying we have the third George. We had Georgia and Georgia Tech. Now we have a George Town, the Hoyas taking on the Volunteers of Tennessee. Smoky, the Volunteer. Battle of, it's like Battle of Dogs here. Okay. And then finally we have our pièce de résistance. The artful match to end all matchups. And to finish out the first round, Ohio State and Stanford. I goofed this up when I made the bracket. I needed to check this a little bit closer. It says Ohio State's going to be away and Stanford's going to be home. It's actually going to be flipped. I'm going to try and remember that and make sure that Ohio State is home and Stanford is away because we played. Stanford got the home game last time. So I will try to remember that. There's no guarantee that I will remember that. So it could be this. This is the other game that will always be in this same slot. The Cougars and the Huskies will always tip things off, and that'll just alternate between who's away and who's home. This will always finish off the first round, and again, it'll flip between who's away and who's home. So, yeah. There you go. So those are the two constants. The Apple Cup and the Crapple Cup. I actually called that the Crapple Cup several years ago when I think both teams were over. I think Washington ended up going 0-12, and the Cougars went 1-11 or something like that. And it was really awful. They won like 16-13 in overtime. Doesn't matter. This is the final matchup of round number 1. We're going to dive into our 4th and final game. Don't forget, you can, right there, link is right here. You can fill out your bracket still. You have another 22 hours and 42 minutes and change before it tips off tomorrow. So we'll get you into this final matchup here. Random number 23 versus random number 43. We have the Kentucky Wildcats facing off against Utah State. Great. Settings. All-American 10 minutes. If I haven't mentioned it until now, my bad. All-American, hardest difficulty in the game, half-length. Half-length, self-explanatory, 10 minutes. And then we just watch. Hands are off the controller. I have no say in how any of these games go. There are only 3 matchups this time around that were hand-selected. Last time I think there were 5. And we'll see what happens next time when we do this in March. So here we go. Kansas at Utah State. So far the away team has performed very well. They're 2-1. The home team with a resounding victory in the last game. Out of bounds, it's going to be Utah State's ball. Having trouble getting in near the hoop. But out of bounds, and Kentucky wearing long pants. Interesting decision. Kentucky will take over and immediately get on the board with a 3. So there's one of the rare examples of how that 3-point play typically worked in the last tournament, but hasn't worked in this tournament. Haven't seen it a lot. And then they went immediately to a defense, forced a turnover, quick 3, no good. And now the Aggies back with the ball. A lot of players there, like 6 people over in that one area. The center would do well to throw it out to the guy on the perimeter, but no such decision was made. Kentucky up with a 3, no good. Tipped in, no good. Tipped in again, no good. Offensive rebound, contact, no foul. Kind of hard to tell exactly what they are and aren't going to call a foul in this game. Up and in. That was a nice roller to get Utah on the state, or on the Utah State on the board. Utah board on the state. 3-2. I don't understand the run. They've scored 5 points. It's a minute and 30 seconds into the game. We got a guy going up. Oh, there you go. Undercut it a little bit. Got a guy to the left. Nice offensive rebound. Up. No good. Just can't get it in. The Western Athletic Conference. Kentucky up 3. Going for 3, no good. Nice offensive rebound. Got the player to go up. Was patient. Didn't go for the foul and the contact. He was patient and took the nice easy 2. They took the ball away. This full court press is proving to be an issue for a number of the teams. Backcourt violation. Utah State very lucky there. Gives them an opportunity to actually take the ball past half court. You can imagine like just how annoying that must be. Nice and 1 there. But like if you have 3 or 4 possessions and you can't get it across the damn midcourt, how frustrating is that, you know? Shot is up and no good, so unable to capitalize is the word I'm looking for on the three-point play. Defensive foul. I think it's going to go. Oh, okay, it's just out of bounds. I was like, boy, it looked like he was thinking about going up with the ball. I was wondering if they would call that with a. That defender didn't even go up with the ball. 13-4, Utah State. Just getting. Fuck. Number 21 has such long arms. Out of bounds, Utah State ball. We need a close game here. They're going to throw it to number 21. He's intercepted 15 passes already. Oh boy. Utah State just doesn't know what to do, and Kentucky is baiting them into bad pass attempts every single time. Oh man. Nice inside pass, and Kentucky will make it an 11-point game. They'll stick with their full court press here. Utah will inevitably throw it to number 21. Oh, no, just kidding. They got past it. They actually got past it that time. Nice up and in, and another and one opportunity. This is the second one Utah State's had. They missed the first one. Second one is true. Down 8. About 4 minutes into the game, Utah State's going to employ their own kind of full court press-ish. Just full court defense, I guess, is what that would be. It's not great. Kentucky breaks through it easily. It's one of about 3 times that Utah State is actually set up on defense. Kentucky's always getting it off of a turnover, it seems. Nice move around the offensive player. And Kentucky, unlike Louisville, if you get that ball up the court just a smidge quicker. Ooh, God. You can't throw it out of bounds like that. You can get around number 21. It's a defensive foul. It's going to send Kentucky to the line. Utah State. They got off to a good start. And by good start, it was 2-0. I think. I don't even know if that's true. They could have just been down the whole time. I don't think so. But you never know. Oh, no. Well, that was nice defense. Oh, these are not good games. I can be honest with you. This is a little worrying. 21-9. Not to speak too soon. We saw, we've seen some. Hopefully we can see another nice effort here. We saw Colorado chip away at the lead a little bit. I mean, their wheels came off eventually, but you can see Utah State here make a little bit of a run. Maybe get it to, I don't know, an 8-point deficit, a 6-point deficit here in the next couple of minutes. And it's a little worrying. That's a nice defensive play. You got to push it up the court. You got right or left. There you go. There you go. 10-point game. Utah State really has to make sure that they're not having to. How is that a run? If anyone is on a run, it's Utah State because it's. Whatever. I didn't even get to finish my sentence. You really need to make sure Utah State is not having to take the ball out of bounds because they just keep throwing it back to Kentucky. It seems like they've cracked that a little bit. They've actually been able to make it past half court and able to set up on the other side, which is nice and an encouraging sign to see. And matching Kentucky's 2 with a 2 of their own, keeping it to a just barely double-digit lead. Obviously, you can't get it back all at once. Gotta chip away. Maybe trade 2 baskets for 1. Trade 4 for 2. chip away over the course of the next couple minutes, get it down to a 1, maybe a 2-possession game by the time halftime rolls around, and see what you can do coming out of the half. It's a hard foul by Kentucky. Going to put Utah State on the line. Opportunity to make it a single-digit lead, and they are successful at that. Center is 2 for 2. Maybe the most unbelievable thing that's happened in this game so far. Not that mascots are playing, but that a center went 2 for 2 from the free throw line. 23-15, 8-point game. Kentucky, kind of a wild shot there. Utah State with a nice, easy rebound. Had a guy on the left there for a second. Couldn't get it into him in time. That's a large number of people to go into for a shot. It looked like it cut away a little soon. It was probably going to fall out, but maybe hold on to it just one more second before you jump it to a free throw. Now down 7. Utah State now down 6. We'll see what happens in the second half, but oh my gosh, a turnover into the inside. That's good. It's and 1. Remember like 5 minutes ago when I was writing this off and I was like, oh shit, this sucks. 23-19. There we go. There it is. The magical number. Utah State cut it down to a 1-possession game. And with plenty of time too. Picked up all kinds of momentum. Kentucky stalled. They're throwing the ball away. Nice pass up the lane. Surprised that wasn't a foul. Seems like they've been pretty consistent with that kind of contact. There's a run for Utah State, and they've cut the lead down to 1. Holy cannoli. This game might be worth cutting out on its own. Because, geez. What a comeback. It was what? 23-11? Something along those lines. Okay. Opportunity for Kentucky to get and 1. Get and 1. We weren't going to keep the ball out of the basket for Kentucky for the entire game. But as long as you don't start, as long as the wheels, don't start wobbling off just yet, you can keep it close here for the next minute and 45 going into half. There you go. There you go. Nice layup. 2-point game, 1 possession, obviously. Kentucky up and over, no good. Utah State with a nice rebound. This could be like number 6, like honorable mention, greatest game. Ooh, unfortunately, I'm not able to put that one away. Shot is up and good, so it's a 4-point lead with 57 seconds remaining. Okay. Utah State, you just gotta stay calm. Gotta continue to break through this defense. Number 21, there he is. This isn't what you want. You worked all the way. Why did you leave him? Why did you leave him wide open? You were right there to defend him, and you just walked away. Ooh, no. Utah State, they were in such a rhythm. Nice pass up the middle. Risky, but it paid off. Can't let Kentucky get too far ahead. You use so much effort, so much energy. Trying to get back into the game, make it close, make it competitive. Shot is no good. Shot clock is off with the 10 seconds left. Kentucky with the ball. I think they get the ball after halftime. So, can't let that 3 get up and be good. 0.9 out of bounds. Utah State ball. Didn't matter. No good. Wasn't going to count anyway. And Kentucky pulls away. Utah State cut it down to 26-24. Kentucky went on a little run right there at the end to extend it to a 5-point, now a 7-point lead, so we're up to 33-24. Kentucky not going away with their Full court defense. Louisville stopped theirs. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, that was oh, what a missed opportunity that was. Oh, my gosh. He had his pick of who he could have thrown to for a pretty easy layup and just didn't. And then it ends up in a turnover and a fast break opportunity for Kentucky, who's going to drop it in down low, but turns it over on their own. That was a dangerous, dangerous pass. You don't want to turn 180 degrees and throw it behind you. What a block. I heard that in my headphones. Just thunk. Alright. Okay. An alright foul. Leads back up to 9. Unfortunately, now it's double digits. All that work. Just doesn't seem like Utah State has the steam to keep going. It's an 11-point game. Looks like Kentucky's backed off a little bit on their defensive set. Utah State broke it a few times. So now instead of the animation carrying them out of bounds, it seems like that animation has been substituted for animations where they don't pick up the ball. It's really, really weird. I'm surprised the center, by the way, didn't go for that shot, passed it out. Now there are a lot of players out at the perimeter. Now he's kind of moving back towards the middle. Getting close. 15 seconds on the shot clock. 8.5 minutes here, second half. Utah State going to need some big plays if they want to make this game close again. They were able to get it down to 2. Nice shot. Cuts the lead down to single digits. Ooh, nice takeaway. Nice. Up and in. Great shot. Great shot. Down to 7. 35-28. At this point, I'm just rooting for a good finish. Solid finish. A couple blowouts have been a little unfortunate to watch. Nice block. Out of bounds is going to be Utah State ball. Thankfully, the defender didn't touch it there. One Aggie just got blown up. Block. Defender. A spin move on the perimeter. Working it back in. You got a guy in the corner all by himself. Point forward number 21. Been all over the court today. Nice defense. They get their little alley-oop layup situation all figured out. There you go. Forward. Just can't get it. They're not. You gotta pass the ball. You gotta open players. They've had opportunities. Once they break through the defense, there are opportunities there. They're committing so much to their full court press that they leaves one-on-one opportunities in the backcourt. Jump shot is up and good, so down to 7 points. This is all Utah State needed to do earlier, and it worked, and it's all they need to do now. Just chip away slowly. There was one point early in the game where I was worried that they were just going to be out of it for the whole thing, but they've actually done a pretty good job at sticking in. They haven't been able to really close that gap all the way. They got as close as 2 points when the wheels started to come off. They've got it back down to 9, as low as 7. Since Kentucky hit that run early in the second half. We'll see what they can do. Doesn't feel like they're playing particularly good offense. They're leaving a lot of players open. Like of course, they are in a lot of double teams as well. Ten seconds on the shot clock. And all that for an out of bounds. Fantastic. So it's going back the other way with a 9-point lead. They'll work on a little full court defense themselves. But instead of like a full court press or like trap sort of situation, it's just full court defense. Like it's just one-on-one. Which doesn't really seem like it's very effective. Utah State really needs to get the ball up quicker. Up the floor quicker. They were blessed with a missed shot there. But a golden opportunity for Kentucky to stretch it up to 13. Goes to the wayside. Shot up, no good. Utah State just can't get anything to really fall. Kentucky working their way back down. Defensive fouls send the Wildcats to the free throw line. First one's good. Second one on the way. It is good as well. Oh my goodness. 43-32. Another block I heard in my headphones. Utah State, oh my goodness, that might be a 3-shot foul. You just can't. That ended up only being a 2-shot. So down to 10. Under 5 minutes to go. And they even got a turnover. And Kentucky's gotten turnovers and had the ability to immediately shoot. Utah State got a turnover and the defender was right there. It's just, the ball just isn't bouncing Utah's way in a lot of different aspects. And that is probably the worst one. A missed alley layup situation that they got an offensive rebound. You got to pass the ball up faster. He's right there. He's open to get the ball past half court. Once they get past half court, then everybody kind of resets, and it's whole different style. All right, Utah State, the game is back down 10. See what they can do here over the final 3:53. Give up a missed. Oh my God! You're going to give up another opportunity down low. Offensive rebound, up and good. It's interesting watching. So we watched Colorado in the last one. We watched them just sit at the perimeter and not have anyone down low. Now we're watching Utah State have people down in the paint, down low, and do nothing with it. Working way around. In. Off the rim, no good. 8 points. You see. It's a long, not a great shot contested. It feels like it's one of those games where we had a couple of them in the last tournament where it feels like even when the team that's behind it makes a run, they didn't even. The center was like wide open down in the paint, down to the post, and just didn't throw it to him. It's a frustrating game to watch where it's like they get close and they get runs, but it never feels like they have much of a chance. They're like, well, I mean, I haven't really been proven that they can close the deal, and they continue to flounder between these like 7 and 13 point deficits. Remember when they were only down 2? And I was like, man, what if this, is something good? Nice offensive rebound stripped away. Other offensive rebound, goaltending. Bucket counts. So we have 2:20 left with a 10-point game. Never really felt like Utah's had much of a chance. They almost proved me wrong, and they had me at the point where I was like, okay, maybe something. Like, what the fuck is that? Ugh. Through the contact and everything. Nice play by Kentucky. Not to take anything away from them. They've played very well. Oh, small guard number 23, not 21. Ooh, another block. Kentucky still there to get another opportunity with it. They don't capitalize. Deep three is good. Could have used a few of those a little earlier. A 9-point game with 1 minute and 22 seconds. Feels like it's just a little bit too much for this Utah State team to overcome. Fewer turnovers in the first half definitely would have helped. They threw quite a number of them to number 21, who was really quick with his hands and just able to get in the lane in a way that really disrupted the Utah State offense. Gave him a number of quick looks. Nice shot. Down to 7. Math is hard. Okay, so here's a good example. Hopefully this will pay off a little bit at least. Hopefully the game will show that the teams understand the concept of how much time is left on the clock. Two in a row. Okay, see what Utah State does. This is interesting that Kentucky is not continuing to be in a full court press. We'll see if they do anything. Understanding the time. Okay, so they got the shot up considerably quicker that time around. Ball got tipped around and in. Fell quick foul. 51-46. 5-point game, 28 seconds left. Boy, I've really vacillated on how I feel this game is going. First I was like, no, there's no hope. Then I was like, oh, there might be some hope. What if this was an incredible finish? Then I was like, man, there's no hope. Now I'm back on the there's some hope. What if this is an incredible finish side? You just never can tell what the March Mascot matters. Which means you, yes you, lovely you, should tune in tomorrow at 6. No, 3 points. Play opportunity there. You should tune in tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time, right here, twitch.tv/Strikes. Hit the follow button so you know when to go. You can fill out a bracket, you still have time. You have, what is it, it's down to 20 hours now? 20 hours, 15 minutes. Basket up and good. So it's 54-48, 26 seconds, or 24 seconds left, excuse me. Game 7 points. Utah State will take another timeout. This is a good example of why the games take between 25 and 30 minutes, and this is like the upper echelon 30-minute portion. Shot up and good, down 5. They can't trade 2s for 2s, though. Get a foul. It is improved, though. It definitely is. This is the time in the game where, in the last tournament, so many teams would just wander up to the line with no sense of urgency. At least Utah State's getting shots up. And even though you can't typically trade 2 for 2, there still is a better understanding by the computer of the situation. Oh, that's truly unfortunate. I think they'll just let this one go. The one time they like really pushed it down the court and it ended in a turnover. So you go. There you have it. But again, they understood. Like in the last tournament, they get to like 15 seconds and they just run the clock out. It's like, well, you had a chance to win the game, but you kind of just chose not to. Yeah, so you have 20 hours, 14 minutes if you're watching live to go to that website right there and submit a bracket. If for some reason you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching. If you got to this point, thank you for watching so much of this video. I very much appreciate it. If you for some reason manage to click forward to this exact second, wow, that's incredible. You missed the tournament. Sorry. There'll be another one. Don't worry. Yeah. Tune in tomorrow. Starts at 6. If you're watching on YouTube, part 1 will be up tomorrow. Friday. Well, Thursday. Friday? Thursday. Tomorrow. Friday. Yes. Tomorrow. Friday. And then the first round will go through Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. New episode of Weekend Review will be on Tuesday. And then the final half of the tournament will be up the following Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, with again a new episode of Weekend Review, a show that I do every week on YouTube on Tuesday. So if you like the content and you're watching on YouTube, check it out. It's pretty fun. You can fill out your own personal bracket and tweet it at me. I'll know you're lying if you get every single one of them right, because there's no way you can predict it. It's unpredictable. There you go. There you go. Hopefully that gets you excited. Hopefully that shows you what kind of silliness can happen. Frankly, if I'm being honest, not the greatest showing of games in the world. That's what the 5 best games are for from the last tournament that have some fantastic finishes and some large deficits overcome. I'm sure we'll have a bunch of great games as we start this tournament. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I enjoy doing these. Hopefully you enjoy watching them. If you're watching live on Twitch, again, hit that follow button. You still have time to fill out a bracket down below, right there. The VOD will be on demand if you're like just tuning in late. The VOD will be up for a little bit, probably until tomorrow when the stream starts. So you can look through the matchups on this, or you can head over. There's a video over on my YouTube channel. You can watch a more like in-depth explanation of exactly what's going on with all of the matchups and some of the fun or interesting facts behind them. Yeah. If you whoops. If you want more information about that, you can tweet at me. My Twitter handle is in the title of the video. Shocker. It's the same as my Twitch URL. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. We will see you tomorrow with a matchup between Washington and Washington State. It'll be flipped. It'll look like that. We're going to Seattle, digital Seattle. It'll probably be raining. Bring your coffee. Spokane Dicks are better. Okay? Just know that. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for a tip-off of the tournament. Have a great night, everybody.